Planning ahead, the key to student success.
And here's a brief overview of all the different services and topics that we'll be discussing today. We're going to be discussing, as Ms. Juanita previously says, like the launch services that are available on campus. Although a lot of students know that Launch has tutoring, there's also a lot of other services that Launch offers. So Ms. Juanita is going to be discussing that shortly. We're going to talk about organization, making a planner, overall time management. We're going to do a quick procrastination self-assessment and response. So if you have a chance, if you can grab a pen and a paper, and we'll be discussing that later as well. Setting goals for yourself, and also it can be personal or career goals, or the mixture of both, because they all affect your life. Keeping track of your deadlines. I know for me that's a hard one. We'll discuss different ways, both on paper that you can use and also electronic, some different organization tips, and our upcoming resources, as well as a chance for anyone who's involved in the webinar to do a Q&A.
Okay, thanks, Victoria. So let's get into it. Launch, what is Launch? Launch offers peer tutoring, student success workshops, as well as academic counseling. And I'm one of the academic counselors in Launch. So Launch teaches you how to improve your success in topics such as concentration, note-taking, memory, reading, research and writing, time management, which is a big one, and test anxiety, which we all suffer from. Launch offers all these additional services as well, TSI assistance and support for graduate students as also. All the things that are really important to being academically successful. So now that we're all online, it's really difficult to see your friends and family, some of those people who motivate you to do well. So no fear. In all my workshops, I show this video, Dream, with Will Smith. And at the bottom, you'll see, we're not gonna take the time out to show the video. It's only 6 minutes long, but if you take a screenshot of that, you can watch it later. It's really important that we stay motivated, even if we're trapped in our houses. But by looking at these videos, it will keep you focused on your goal, and it'll keep you focused on what you need to do. Remember, you are your own boss. It helps to think of being a college student as like a new job. So congratulations, you are your own boss. You are the boss of your student experience, as well as you are responsible for your student experience. This can be a wonderful journey, but you have to allow for it to be. And how do you do that? By taking advantage of the resources and tools that are given to you. Now, there are some questions that I want you to ask yourself. As the boss, what should I do to lead myself in this new role? I will consider and explore how many hours a week I should study for each class, which a lot of students have difficulty with. Think of being in class and studying as a full-time job. A typical job is 8 to 5 with a lunch break and 2 short 15-minute breaks. You can change that as you wish, but the length of time is very important. It could be 8 to 5, it could be 7 to 3, or it could be even 3 to 11, depending on your availability. What time of day is best for me to study? I know that I'm not a night person. By 10 p.m., I'm ready to go to bed. So I would prefer to get up in the morning. I'll do my workout, and then I'll get into my work day. A lot of people are night people. Then you can start later in the day and you can stay up later. It's all about what works best for your schedule. How can I remind myself of important deadlines and dates? That's an easy one. By having a planner. And I do planner workshops, specifically planner workshops on how to construct them every semester. And I will be doing one for the summer. I believe it's the second week of June, but I can definitely show you those dates. What tools do successful college students use to keep track of their time? Guess what that is? It's a planner. And how can I balance my study time with leisure time, my sleep time, and the rest of my time? If you tune into my summer workshop, I will show you step by step how to construct a strategic planner. All these questions that you need to consider and explore, I can answer all of those questions for you. With a strategic planner, you will not be behind on anything. Everything will be on that planner to ensure that you're organized and that you are ahead of the game. Do you feel like you are taking on too many roles at the same time? Having a planner will eliminate that. Ask the boss, what should I do to lead myself in this new role? Because that could be a little scary, right? Not understanding exactly what you need to do and how you need to do it. Reaching out to an academic counselor to take you through these steps to give you this information is very helpful. So you're going to think about your goals. You always think about your goals, especially your end goal. What do I want to achieve this semester as a college student? Think about your short-term goals as well as your long-term. Your short-term goals could be at the end of the semester, I want to have accomplished X, Y, and Z. Or by the end of the semester, I want to have accomplished what? 4 A's out of the 4 classes, at least 2 A's out of the 4 classes, and the other 2 B's. You think about what your goals are, and you continue to think about those throughout the semester. Think about your strengths. What strengths can I bring to this new experience? You need to know what those strengths are and take advantage of those strengths. If you have difficulty figuring out what your strengths are, see an academic counselor, and we can definitely help you figure out what your strengths are and what you need to work on more. Try out new innovations. What new skills do I want to learn? What new people do I want to meet? Keeping your career choice in mind. Tie that into your career choice. There's internships where you can get into an organization that is parallel with your career choice, right? And then you will talk to people in that organization or the internship that has to do with your career as well. Think about new methods of learning. How did I learn best in the past? And what are some new ways of learning and studying that I can try? And this is really, really important. Forming a study group is something that is really new for most students because they don't really teach that in high school. So forming a study group is a really big benefit. Having 5 brains is always better than 1, right? So why sit by yourself in for a difficult course, let's say physics, and study by yourself and not be able to get as far with your studying as you would like to? If there were other students studying the same topic, you could bounce ideas off of each other, and everybody learn differently so that everybody will have a part in your learning. That is greatly more beneficial than studying on your own. Seeing professor for office hours, not just after your exam, but before your exam to get clarification on what you need to study for. And then after your exam to assess how well you did, right? So a lot of students really don't want to look at their exam if they made a bad grade, but you need to know what you've done so that you can do better on the next one. That's how you learn. You learn about yourself, and you learn about how you can study better. So if you didn't do as well as you wanted to, then you know you need to either study longer hours or study at a time more. Also, for many students, visiting a tutor center is a new thing. So definitely add that to your schedule. It's actually even easier to access tutors. You don't even have to walk to the building, right? So make sure that you do that. That's how you think about and incorporate new methods of learning into your schedule. Be deliberate. This is like my favorite part of this workshop because this is about making a promise to yourself. I think everybody does better if they make a promise to themselves at the beginning of the semester. And if that's a job or college, it doesn't matter. Or if you're, doing something different, something new. What I would like for you to do at this point is to raise your right hand. I know can't no one see you. but raise your right hand and say out loud to yourself, and you may want to even say this to yourself in the mirror. It's about being deliberate. I will move past stuck, past procrastination, past disorganization, past self-doubt, and past low motivation. I will exercise faith in myself. I am capable. I am prepared. I am ready, right? So put your gear on and get started. So everybody who knows me know that I promote a planner. Using a planner and starting at the beginning of the semester is the number one strategy for being academically successful. Being organized and using a planner is much like eating vegetables. The more that you do it, the more you see the benefits. Perhaps the number one benefit of being an organized and well-planned person is that it minimizes stress and decreases procrastination. And how does it do that? When you have a strategic planner, you're putting everything on that planner ahead of time. And so, yes, the key is you do have to follow that planner, right? You have to do whatever it says on the planner. But those who follow the planner, who follow these strategies, they're always successful. And that's coming from my group of clients who I see. When you're trying to remember 10 things at once, you are bound to forget some things, right? We all do. We are not multitaskers. We cannot do that. Although we would like to say that we can, we actually cannot. So writing everything down in an organized way will help you stay on task. It also ensures that you are mentally prepared and at ease for your exams. You don't want to walk into your exam, your anxiety is high, you're feeling overwhelmed. You want to walk into your exam feeling sure of yourself, right? And so by having a planner and studying ahead of time and turning assignments in ahead of time, that will give you ease of mind. I listed 5 reasons why you need a semester planner. A well-tuned planner will help you focus on the most important tasks instead of showing you how much work you still need to do in a short time. I have so many clients that every semester they come and listen to my planner workshop just to get a little bit extra, right, at the beginning of each semester. You can keep track of all your responsibilities at any given moment. You get used to focusing on important tasks or activities. You can share your schedule with other people so everyone, especially family and friends, will know exactly what you're trying to do in college. And maybe they won't bother you as much. You increase your productivity. You will start to see a pattern of what works and what doesn't work. And that will definitely help you. It will all be outlined on your planner. Remember, you are your boss. You'll enjoy a feeling of completion at the end of the week. It's a well-known fact that you enjoy your leisure time more if you have done what you were supposed to do, and if you have been successful in doing that as well. Time management problems and goals, right? We all have these problems. So the problems are procrastination, which is always high on the list, distractions, which is a big deal for most of us, loss of motivation, overextending yourself, and being unorganized. The goals are to prioritize, to find a balance, and a strategic planner will help you find that balance because you will be able to list not only your schoolwork, but your job and those hours, right? Your schedule, as well as any extracurricular activities or events that you need to be a part of. So doing all these on your planner, that will help you stay organized. So how do you practice time management? You practice time management by taking small daily steps to reach goals outlined on your semester planner. This is something that can really benefit you in the long run. So as the semester is going along, ask yourself about every task that you need to take care of. When is the deadline for this? What are the baby steps I can take to help me complete it on time? How long should I spend on each step? And that's something that a lot of students tackle with. Again, in my plan workshop, I will give you more information about how to tackle that. how to figure out what is the most important thing to do, how to prioritize. When will I take these steps? That is also a part of the workshop. All these things are really important when you're constructing your planner. And that is why I call it a strategic planner, because you have to think of all these things. But when it's done and laid out, it is amazing. All you have to do is look at your planner and your whole day is laid out for you. Create goals for yourself that are smart and that are realistic. And what do I mean by realistic? I mean, if you know on Sunday you spend time with family and friends, then make sure you don't put anything on your planner for that day, right? So you have to be realistic about it. So now we're down to the procrastination self-assessment. I hope everyone have a pen and paper ready. Okay, so we're going to get started. So your directions, and it's very simple. Answer questions with initials, then count the number of agree and strongly agree. Now the initials will be SD for strongly disagree, D for disagree, mildly disagree. You get the point. And I'm just going to go through questions as you write. I have a habit of putting off important tasks that I don't enjoy. My standards are so high that I'm not usually satisfied enough with my work to turn it in on time. But we have to wind it down sometimes and realize that, you know, you can do only so much and then you have to turn it in, right? And you can also get someone else to look at it, because I know I get confused and I'm just like, you know, I'm not sure. Get someone else to look at it so you can move on. 3, I spend more time planning what I'm going to do than actually doing it. That's the big problem. So you have to make sure that when you put things on your planner that you follow through on them. 4, the chaos in my study space makes it hard for me to get started. So what do? I used to go to the park. I would park my car and just study inside my vehicle. If there's not many people, I would sit outside. You can go to the beach. You can go a lot of different places other than just a coffee house, right? You can go anywhere where there's no distractions. Okay, we're going to continue self-assessment on the next page. The people I live with distract me from doing my classwork. Again, leave. And well, I was just going to say something about the campus, but I forgot. About the, 6, I have more energy for a task if I wait until the last minute to do it. Most people cannot do that, and that is not something that a college student should be doing. 7, I enjoy the excitement of living on the edge. That's waiting to the last minute, right, to turn things in. Is that a good thing to do? No, not at all. Although it may be exciting to live on the edge and wait to the last minute, you don't want to take a hit on your GPA. It's totally not worth it. Starting ahead of time is always best. 8, I have trouble prioritizing all my responsibilities. Having your strategic planner will definitely help you with that. 9, having to meet a deadline makes me really nervous. Well, that's something you have to get over, because there's always going to be deadlines, not just as a college student, but as a human being on earth. 10, my biggest problem is that I just don't know how to get started. It's about taking micro manageable steps, right? You take one step and then another and then another. And before you know it, you're in a full run. I so love this page. I have done nothing productive all day. Oh my. So you have to change that, right? Okay, so the results, how to read the results. If you responded that you agree or strongly agree to 0 to 2 questions, you might procrastinate from time to time, but it's not a major problem from you. What you learned today, you will learn today how to stay more focused and avoid procrastination in the future. If you responded that you agree or strongly agree to 3 to 5 questions, you may be having a little difficulty with procrastination. Revisit the questions to which you answered agree or strongly agree, then listen to the strategies that specifically address those issues to help you overcome those obstacles. If you responded that you agree or strongly agree to 6 or more questions, you need to make an appointment with me. I love nothing more than to meet with students and help them get through the semester successfully. And again, the majority of the students that I help that stick with the strategies, and there's more strategies than just the planner, and I will give you all of the strategies. But those students are always successful. And so I would like for you to revisit the questions as well and listen for strategies that may help you overcome those issues. So strategies for overcoming procrastination. Number one, as we've already been talking about, creating a planner. Think of, think about ways to make less enjoyable classes and assignments relevant to your interests and goals. I took a chemistry course. I did not like chemistry. I'm not a chemistry person. I'm a student success person, right? But I had to take it because I needed it for my associate degree. I love the lab classes. And so I let that be my main focus, right? So find something to make the class more enjoyable. Remind yourself of the possible consequences, then get down to work. You don't have any time to spare, right? So what are the consequences? Failing the class, your GPA being lowered. So that alone should encourage you to get to work. Break down big jobs into smaller steps. The best way to get started on anything, hey, I'm moving. So how do I get started? I'm sitting around looking at all this stuff like, what do I need to do? First, make a small step, buy the boxes. And then the next step, put things in the boxes. The same thing with class. You get your planner and you start putting your syllabus, take things off your syllabus and put it on your planner. You take micro-manageable steps so that you can get the job done. Four, you're gonna make a promise to yourself, a reward for finishing the task on time, such as watching your favorite TV show, maybe Netflix like me, or FaceTiming with your friends. But you need to allocate time to do those things. Not every day, that's not everyday thing. Five, find a place to study that's comfortable and doesn't allow for distraction and interruptions, like a park sitting in your car, right? Say no to friends and family members who want your attention and agree to spend time with them later. Again, you allot time for extracurricular activities, and you'll outline that on your planner. No, Sal, I can't hang out with you today, but according to my planner, I have 2 hours on Saturday, right? That way you can be the most successful at the end of the semester, and that those family and friends will come to see you graduate and they will be victorious with you. Six, don't talk on the phone, send email or text messages or surf the web when you have planned study sessions, right? Because we all know in this day and age of social media, if you get on Facebook for 15 minutes, 2 hours have passed by, right? We all do it. And it seems like, 15 minutes, but it's 2 hours. So it's okay to get on social media, but you have to allocate that time. That's for break time if you must get on there, or any other time that's outside of studying. If these ideas don't sufficiently motivate you to get to work, you might want to re-examine your purposes, values, and priorities. But I bet that you're all game to do this just so you can be successful every semester. It is really best to set daily and weekly goals. And you may not want to do it daily, it just depends, but definitely weekly goals. When creating a planner, ask yourself, what do I want to achieve this week or this month? How can I make that happen? Micromanageable steps, right? What are the baby steps I can take to reach my goals? Do you hear a sounding repetition about your goals, your focus, deadlines, due dates? These things are the keys to being academic successful, and your ability to start ahead of time, to allocate certain time for studying, for getting class assignments done, and have your extracurricular activities, meeting with family and friends is very, very important. Keep track of deadlines. If you have a chemistry exam on Monday of next week, seeing that first thing Monday morning is not going to be helpful, is it? And that is why I always encourage students I know there's planners that just have the weekly planners. You need to get a monthly planner that also has a weekly planner inside it, included with it, if that's what you need to have. But on your monthly planner, you definitely need to have that. I am creating the planner line, as a matter of fact, and I have the monthly planner, and I also have weekly behind it so you can keep up with everything. Don't let tests or homework sneak up on you. Note down when you have test, quizzes, and assignments. This is especially helpful if your professor hints that there may be a pop quiz, right? Everything is going to be on your planner, so nothing can sneak up on you. Make organizing fun. It doesn't have to be this humdrum thing. I love having a planner because then I can get out my highlighters, my markers, my stickers and memes. Staying organized doesn't mean that you have to fit everything into this little boring box, right? It can be exciting. Find ways to add style and color to your planner and make it pop. Ways to customize your planner. Use different colors for each course. And the deadlines, I always put deadlines in red personally. Use red for deadlines and schedule quizzes and exams. So when you open your planner, that's the first thing you'll see. And you need to make sure that you have a focus on that. Use sticky notes, stickers, markers, highlighters, whatever makes you happy or motivates you. Motivational memes. If a significant other is your motivator and your supporter, pictures, vacations, pictures of vacations, whatever it takes to really get you started and get you motivated. So for the summer, as I mentioned, that we will be having our workshops over the summer. We have them every semester. Launch summer events and resources. We have through Teams, Microsoft Teams, that we all have access to. We offer counseling as well as tutoring. Anyone who needs this information, the steps, can email me or Victoria, and we will give you this information. But it's very simple to log in and sign up. And remember that this is a new norm for us. So don't be shy about getting on there and getting tutoring. We have a whole bunch of tutors waiting to help you. And Laura and I, the other academic counselor, we're waiting also to hear from students. We want to help you. We want to help you be successful as an online student, if that's what it is. It doesn't matter, because you can use these strategies in any format, whether it's online or face-to-face. We also have, on the next screen, we have special workshops. They're called Chem Gems over in the summer. So if you're needing help with the chem, there's a special. Now you can also get tutoring in for chemistry, but we also have special workshops for chemistry. So really you can get a double if you like. We also help students with attention deficit disorder. Please contact Dr. Heidel, Laura Heidel, to find out more, and she could put you on the interest list and make sure that she sees you. And this is our launch workshop schedule. And as you can see, let's see, on June the 9th, I will be doing the time management, create a planner, and I will give you step-by-step instructions on how to create a planner, as well as other strategies that have been greatly beneficial for my students. And I think that's the end of and now we're going to jump into UEP, and Victoria is going to give you some information on what they offer.
So hi everyone. As Ms. Hall said, I'm Victoria Trincoso and I'm the program coordinator with UEP. So I just wanted to give you all a brief overview of the stuff that we're going to be having upcoming through the semester. So just a heads up, we're partnering with several different UH campus organizations such as Launch to get some extra feedback and to provide additional resources for students. So the next one coming up, they're all Wednesday webinars. They're all supposed to be at 1 p.m. So you can kind of go ahead and keep it in your planner. See, I brought the planner in. You're gonna go ahead and put that in your planner, right? Wednesdays, 1 o'clock. So the next one is discussing just overall self-care during the pandemic. I know this is a very stressful and anxiety-inducing time. And we just want to know that we're here to support you. We can provide you different skills to kind of maneuver yourself through this time. For those of you who do not know what UEP is, we provide holistic advising opportunities, which means that not only do we help academically with our students, but we also help them provide campus resources, community supports, financial assistance, civic engagement, such as like volunteering opportunities, and also career building opportunities, assisting with resumes, and also looking at internship and externship opportunities. This is a few of the ones that we have upcoming for June, as well as today's from May. And then these are all of our July events. So just keep in mind, some of the people who are attending today are a part of the Student Health Center, and they will be presenting as well. So thank you all for coming, for those of you who are on the workshops. If there's anyone on this call who would like to join in for August, feel free to let me know. Or as students, I put at the bottom here, we want to hear your feedback, right? So if you have any ideas of any like overall topics that you want UEP to present on, please let me know, or you can always send me an email. So just keep in mind, one additional workshop I included separately is for our Dreamers Speak support group. So it's just an overall circle group for students who may identify as dreamer, undocumented, and so to protect their privacy and be respectful of their confidentiality, we wanted to make sure that this is a student-only event. But if you want to learn additional information on like where, how to locate the Zoom link, or to find more about if you feel comfortable enough disclosing information, like what you want to talk about, feel free to let us know. And again, just keep in mind, not as also with UEP and Launch workshops, if there's anything specifically you want Launch to discuss for the summer or also the fall, feel free to put it in the chat box as well. Does anyone have any overall questions? If you do, feel free to turn on, unmute yourself or put in the chat box. And I'll give that a couple seconds just in case anyone wants to write anything so I can check. If no one has any questions, I just wanted to ask Ms. Juanita a couple questions to see if she could answer for the group. Can you explain what goes on during an academic counseling meeting? Is it just for students who maybe have a really low GPA, or is there certain different requirements that you have to do a meeting?
Actually, we collaborate with different divisions on campus, and the professors do send us students who may be in danger of failing their course. So we definitely see those students, but we also see students who are not failing. As a matter of fact, I've seen students who have almost a 4 GPA. A lot of students are just unorganized, and even a student with a 4.4 GPA or God, a 4 GPA, they need help with time management skills. And that's mostly it, because they're in organizations, they're studying, they're going to class, but they're overwhelmed. So it's not just for students who are failing or that are having a hard time. It's for any student who wants to tighten up their time management skills so they have less anxiety, and when they're going to take their exams, they're not second guessing themselves. They're not feeling that feeling overwhelmed.
Okay, great. Just as a heads up for our students who are on, just keep in mind that Ms. Hall had also mentioned that study groups are very important. As we all know, we're supposed to be social distancing, so having physical meetings isn't really something that's beneficial or should be encouraged at this point. However, keep in mind platforms such as Zoom will allow you to have breakout rooms and also group meetings, as well as if you wanted to FaceTime together. Things like that will help you maintain your group engagement while also maintaining and practice safe social distancing. And in regards to organizational skills, I like to have personal, like in-person planners, but sometimes I also like to switch to use my electronic calendar, and it's just kind of up to you. So if you want some ideas on electronics type organizational skills, feel free to let us know and we can send them out to you. So I'm gonna check one more time. I do have a message in the chat box.
Oh, good. Hi, Crystal. I see Crystal.
Yes. So let me go ahead and go back, and I will. The question says, will there be any workshops in the near future to help students prepare for the virtual career fairs? That's a great question. So career services is actually going to be a big part of our Wednesday webinar series. So they're going to be helping out with resume writing, LinkedIn, and interviewing in June. And then I'm not sure when the upcoming career fair is, but they're also going to assist with informational interview and mock interviews. So I'll go ahead and send out and some information closer to the July 15th date, but the mock interviews are going to be a first come, first served basis. And it'll allow a couple of students the opportunity to, you know, dress up in their business professional attire and answer some general questions just in case they meet someone through the virtual career fair and they want to continue further into an interview process.
And that's something they could definitely benefit from, because even seasoned people need help with the interview process.
All right. Any other questions?
And I want to also mention again that I am working on a line of planners, and I want these to be just for the students, kind of in their voice of what they need. So that will be coming soon, and I will definitely let everyone know at that time.
Thank you. Oh, I think we have one more. Oh, you're welcome, Neil. All right. Well, we just want to say thanks for attending today's webinar.